Hello, welcome guys. Welcome everybody. My name is Jen Munoz and I'm going to be teaching you how to make Jibaritos today. It is a Puerto Rican dish inspired. It's made with plantains. These are not bananas, these are plantains. And if you guys go to any of your supermarkets, you will find them like this most of the time. They already look like they're past due, but they're not. They're really good. And when you go to the supermarket, try to get the one that looks a little bit more beat up than the one that looks prettier, because then it means it's ready. Okay, so we're gonna be cooking with these today, with these plantains, and we're gonna go ahead and get going. I already have prepped these plantains to the size. What you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you so that way we can get this going. These plantains are very easy to use. They're just like bananas. They're just a little bit harder, so you're just gonna be careful not breaking them when you are making your jibaritos, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take off this end right here with our knife, and we're gonna go ahead and take this other end off, okay? Don't go too far in, maybe like 2-3 inches. I think that's what it is, maybe 2 inches, okay? So we're gonna toss those away because you don't need them for our recipe, and then we're just gonna go ahead and carefully, if you're an expert, you can do it this way, or you can set it down and gently hold it and cut. Try not to go into the plantain, okay? Because we're just gonna peel off our skin off our plantain. So let's go ahead and do this. You see how that slowly comes off? It's a little bit harder than a regular banana, so you're gonna want to take off all this skin. Okay, like that. We're gonna throw this away. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna pick it up like this where the curb is at, and you're gonna want to cut it down through the middle. You asked me, why don't you just do it when you're taking off the skin? Because then when you're taking off the skin and you're doing this, you might break your plantain. You don't want to break your plantain. You want it to be long like this, so that way we can make our jibaritos, okay? So on this end over here, you're gonna put your plantain in some water with some salt, so that way it can start to kind of like soften. Because what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna fry it really quick, so that way we can go ahead and make our outside of our sandwich, okay? So let me just turn this on. We're gonna put it to a medium high. We're gonna let that warm up. And I've made milanesa meat with Miguelitos seasoning, and I just season that with that and a little bit of sofrito. If you don't have sofrito, you don't need to. It's Miguelitos, it's just fine. But over here I just got some minced garlic and some butter, and I just warmed it up for 30 seconds. This is gonna go on your plantain after it's all done cooking, okay? It's gonna be just your dressing on top of your plantain, so it can have that extra goodness. And we're just gonna make sure that we get some mayonnaise for our sandwich. And we're gonna get lettuce, tomato, and avocados, okay? So make sure you have all of this prepped. We have everything prepped today, so that way our live is not like an hour long, okay? That usually happens with me. And we're also gonna have some yellow American cheese sliced. You can use whichever one you like. I usually buy this one because I have a lot of kids and they're always in the fridge. And forget to put it back in a plastic sandwich bag. So we're just gonna use this one today. And with this one, you're gonna wanna cut it in half, because when you make your sandwich, you're gonna wanna put one on one side and one on the other side. Just kinda lay it the long ways, okay? So let's go ahead and leave that there to the side. And now we are gonna put these plantains into our bowl with salt and water, and we're gonna take the other ones out. Remember, I had some already we're gonna take them out. It's okay, they're all wet, I know. And we're gonna go ahead and fry them over here on our skillet, okay? So let me see And we're just gonna let them sit in there for about 5-10 minutes, not that long, okay? These were sitting in there for about that long right now before you guys got on here. So let's go ahead and bring our skillet this way. The way to check this is always a wooden spoon. Let me go get it. All right. So the end part of our wooden spoon is a great way to check if your oil is ready. If not, you know, you'll probably be able, when your wooden spoon is bubbling, like you see little bubbles come out from it from one side, then that means your oil is ready, and our oil is not ready. It's pretty cold still. So we're just gonna wait a few more minutes. Also, you're gonna want to have either a piece of aluminum foil for when we do the second part of this plantain, or parchment paper, either or. I like doing it this way, so we're gonna learn my way, and if you guys find an easier way to do it at home with what you have, that's great. Go ahead and do it that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and have that parchment paper ready. And remember, this is just a sandwich that is almost like a torta, okay? It's not a torta. It doesn't have beans. I think that's the only thing that it's lacking, beans, because we have cheese, lettuce, tomato, avocado, mayo. And traditionally, they would mix mayonnaise with ketchup and make a sauce out of this, but I don't like the ketchup in there, so we're just gonna keep that out. So you guys can do it if you like. It's just a little sauce that they make. I was also gonna make you make some sorullos, but I think that we'll do this tomorrow on a different live. If you don't get to see this live, then you know, don't forget I said that. Just kidding. Okay, tomorrow we'll do some sorullos. Those are a sweet treat, also Puerto Rican. So let's go ahead and check this. Not ready yet. Come on, y'all. It's taking a minute. Should be ready. I hear it popping. All right. So slowly we are going to put in our plantains, because remember, our plantains are wet. So very slowly and carefully, you're going to want to put them in there, okay? And you're going to hear them start frying. Now, you're not going to want them to fully cook. You're only going to leave them in there for a few seconds and then turn them around, because we got to do the next part to our plantain. This is not it, okay? Your sandwich is not going to be this thin. So let's go ahead and let them kind of cook a little bit. We're going to turn it around. Okay? They're going to get kind of like yellowish, a yellow tint to it. Can't seem to turn this one around. Hold on. There we go. So they're going to get a little bit soft. So just be careful, okay? They're going to get very, very soft. So just leaving them in there for a few seconds. I'm going to move this way because I need some room over here. I don't need that anymore. So with this, let me wipe this down because that's just the water from the plantains. No biggie. Okay. So on this end, I'm gonna put this side down. We're gonna put 2 down, okay? Just to make sure. I'm gonna put 2 down because we're gonna put oil on there. So we're gonna go put 2 down, and I'm gonna use this as my thing to push down on, so that way my plantains can get squished and flatten out, okay? Because that's what we're gonna have to do. If you have another method that you come up with, that's fine. You guys go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and turn these one more time. Let the other side cook just for a minute, and then we'll go ahead and pull them out, okay? Plantains are not for everybody. Not everybody likes plantains. So you might want to try them out making tostones. Tostones are a plantain as well, made almost the same way. The only difference would be that you cut them in about 2 inches thick, about this thick. Throw them in there, And then you're gonna do the same process and then put the butter and the garlic on top and then try it out with a little bit of salt if you like, and try it out that way. So you guys let me know if you guys like tostones. You guys can make them the same way. My kids like tostones, but they don't like the sandwiches, so this is a delicacy for me because I get to eat this without them being up my back about it. So let's go ahead and pull this baby out. Make sure you get all the oil off that you can. We're gonna let the other one cook just a little bit more because of the fact that it was a little bit thicker, so we want it to make sure that, you know, it cooks thoroughly. Like, not cooks, but softens thoroughly. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on here. And we're gonna push down with all our might. Hi, Sal. So we're gonna go ahead, that's my sister, guys. We're gonna go ahead and grab our cutting board. If you don't have a cutting board, you can use sometimes a tortilla smasher, but you won't, I don't think this full size will fit in there. So plastic or wood or whatever, any kind of cutting board that you have is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and just put this directly on top, and then we're just gonna push down. Okay, put all of your might, with all of your might. Okay, if you see that it doesn't flatten, which it should, then you can go ahead. I'm gonna flatten a little bit more. How are you, sis? I hope you're doing well. We're making jibaritos today, but only for me because the kids don't like it. So this is a delicacy for me. All right, so it's gonna look like this. That is your ready for your sandwich. So we're gonna slowly take this off of here. Try not to break it. Just kind of slide it underneath like that from one side and then do the other side. So this is gonna be like your flatbread, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. And we're gonna let it fry the rest of the way. So it just got awkward. Okay, nice. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this other side. Go ahead and put it down again. Be very careful, that's hot. And this is what's going on over here. Let me pull this. You see that? It's just frying. So we're gonna watch that while we're doing this. We're just gonna go ahead, I don't know what side, this side, okay. We're gonna go and push down again. Whew, this is a workout. Make sure that you have a table that is sturdy enough. You don't want everything to go down, or a counter or whatever, you know. Oh man. So here we go. It's flattened. It's about half an inch thick. We're gonna go ahead and slowly, the one side is always gonna be thicker than the other. That's fine. You want the bottom part of your sandwich to be a lot thicker so that way nothing falls out. So let's go ahead and put this baby right in. Last time I made the kids little sandwiches. We're just gonna wait until this turns a golden brown and then it will be ready. Last time I made the kids half of a plantain and they made little sandwiches. So, but they don't like it. So, anyways, we are gonna eat very, very good right now before they get home from school because I gotta go get them in about 30 minutes. And I made carne milanesa with Miguelitos, I think, or Meritos seasoning. I'll show you that in just a minute. Give me a second. So I pre-gamed everything because of the fact that I can't have this live go more than an hour. So this is Chef Merito's seasoning that I use for all of my meats. And let me tell you, you just put some of this, you don't need nothing else. It has enough salt, it has all the flavor that you need. So this is the meat that I made. It's very thin and bite-sized pieces. Okay. So you guys can do that. I bought the thin sliced meat. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn these babies over. Look at that. You see that golden brown color? You're gonna have to be very careful turning these babies over because you don't want them to break. Okay, you see that? You see that golden brown on this one? Because this is the first one we put in. So they're looking delicious, guys. Oh yeah. All right, so let me take a break. Give me a second. My throat was getting kind of, you know. So I'm going to throw in the other ones. Remember, it was just salt, about a tablespoon of salt and water. And you just want them to kind of soak in there just a little bit like this, like so. But when you put them in your oil, please be very careful because you're going to have some water drainage like this. So be very careful when you're putting them into your frying pan. And I know you guys' frying pan is not this big, but I'm going to go ahead and put mine in already because I'm going to make 2 sandwiches. Okay? So slowly, like I said, don't drop them in because your oil will go everywhere. And we do that because, if you guys were wondering, I do that because your plantain will get like slimy on the outside. That's why we do that, okay? So these are ready. This one's ready. We're gonna go ahead and leave it right here on our parchment paper so we can drain some of the oil, okay? So this is how they look. Oh, so beautiful. I'm gonna drain as much oil that you can out of it, okay? So that's how they should look. See how thin they are? Not that thick. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some of our butter and just minced garlic that I threw in here. I warmed up the butter and I just melted the butter and put a little bit of minced garlic. So we're gonna go ahead and just brush this on here. Okay. Oop. I'm going to turn it around and do the other side as well. If you don't have a brush, you can do it with a spoon or whatever you have available. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have everything like I do. Just so that way you don't feel like, oh man, I can't do that part. Yes, you can. Use a knife or use a spoon or whatever you have handy. Okay, so we just want to brush that, give it a good, you know, garlicky taste to our plantain. We're gonna go ahead and turn these babies over. Let's not forget about the ones we just put in. That one kind of got toasted a little bit more. That's all right. So we'll do the other side for about 2 more minutes. And I'm going to lower this down just a little bit since this is the last one we're doing. Okay? So now, this is ready. Let's plate. I get lost. Let's plate. So we're going to go ahead and put down our jibarito, and we're going to try to do the seeds in so it looks prettier, okay? It doesn't matter, but, you know, try to be a kind of a perfectionist and, you know, try to kind of do stuff so it looks beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and put our meat. You can put as much meat as you like. Don't matter. And if you don't want to cut your meat in little bite size, you can also leave it the whole thing just long, and that'll be fine. Not a biggie. So we're going to go ahead and push this to the side over here because we're done with that. We're gonna put some regular mayonnaise on our jibarito on the top. If you guys want, usually what they do with the jibaritos is they mix ketchup and mayo together. It's a good combination, but I just don't like it for my sandwich. I mean, you can eat anything however you like, right? But I just don't like it that way. So we're just gonna, you know, this is a Puerto Rican torta, basically. We're gonna go ahead and add our cheese. They use yellow cheese, so we are going to use the yellow cheese on here. We're going to add our lettuce and tomato. Lettuce. There we go. And we're going to add our tomato. This is a very easy, I think it's easy, I don't know. I think everything's easy to me. A lot of people, you know, beg to differ that, man, Jen, how do you do this so fast? How do you make all these meals? I don't know. I just think everything's so easy to me. It comes naturally, you know, I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and add our aguacate. And I'm gonna go get the salt because when you put veggies on here, I always think that, you know, you have to put salt on top so it gives it that flavor, you know. We're gonna go ahead and pull out also these. So this is the way it looks so far. Look at that deliciousness. Let me go ahead and get the salt, and I'm gonna pull these out because if not, se me van a quemar. And then we're gonna have some problems. They're gonna be overcooked and they're gonna cook that way. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take that one out. We're just gonna pull the other one out anyways. Set it right besides because we're not gonna use the whole thing. All right, let me go get the salt and I will be right back. Ugh. All right, so I don't have a little salt, a little salt dispenser, so I'm just gonna put a little pinch on my hand, and we're gonna go ahead and just sprinkle over our tomato and avocados like that, and then we're just gonna place this on top like this, and look at that. That is a jibarito. Eso es un jibarito. So let's go ahead and do these before, like I said, before it starts acting crazy and doesn't want to smush for us anymore, because once they cool off they might not want to smush. So this is a kind of, it could be a two-person thing if you have your spouse and they like to cook or help you in the kitchen. This would be a very good, you know, recipe for you guys to do together. Because one can be flattening and the other can be putting it in the oil frying, you know. So here we go. This one's a little bit thinner, I believe. Oh no, they're about the same. I could try to do one more time and see if we can flatten it just a little bit more. Let's see. It looked a little thick in the middle. She's looking a little thick. I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. We got that end off. Let's do the other side. All right, and put this baby right in. Let's fry it up. Let's do the other one really quick so we can throw both of them in at the same time. Be careful handling these. They're hot. I almost burned myself right now. All right, here we go. And if you feel like you're struggling too much, put it back in the oil and it should soften up more, okay? But if you follow the instructions, it should come out just fine. All right, you're gonna wanna make sure that they're kind of like the same size, okay? Just for, so that's a good size. They're about the same. We're gonna scrape it off and we're gonna go ahead and put it in our fryer. Our pan, I mean. I caught myself. All right, so we're done with this. Easy cleanup, you see? Basically no oil down here. So parchment paper is good for this. It does not stick to your parchment paper. We're gonna go ahead and start to enjoy this because I don't want to take it cold. I'm very picky. I don't like my food cold. So let's cut this baby up. Well, actually, I gotta take a picture because if I eat into this right now, where's the picture gonna be at for proof that I made it, right? So give me a second. Ay, Dios mío. It is delicious. Give me a second. Let me get you guys off of here. Okay, and I'm back. I just had to take a quick picture, okay? Because then they're gonna tell me that you lied. You didn't even make those. All right. So yes, this is our jibarito con carne milanesa, lettuce, tomato. Provecho. Mm. Mm. If you guys have not tried this, please go out and try this. Try to make it at home. It's easy. It's easy. I just showed you all the steps. It's very delicious. We're gonna go ahead and turn these over. Let's not forget about the other ones that we have here cooking, and they're almost done. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Look at that. It is delicious. It is semi-healthy because plantains are not that fattening, only for the oil that you are frying in. If you guys want to use olive oil, avocado oil is also for high temperature frying. So you can use avocado oil. I just use regular vegetable oil because that's all I had at home right now. But you can use avocado oil, olive oil, also grapeseed oil. Any of those are for high frying. So you guys have a great day. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are great supporters, and I appreciate it every step of the way. Please remember to share and subscribe. Put your notification bell on, and also try out the recipes, guys, and let me know if you guys like them in the comments. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Take care.